Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode '03 with your host, AJT, and my co-host, Kevin Hilliard, aka Kevo. And we got a lot of exciting things. Got some new topics coming in today. We're gonna start off talking about the Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford fight tomorrow night in Las Vegas. But before we do that, Kevin, um, the Giants, man, what happened this past
We got to
week?
talk about it, bro. We got to talk about it. So
Oh my goodness. But
it's,
yeah,
I
hey,
mean, looks like kind of the same thing. Looks like it's probably gonna be the same thing. Trash O line kind of holds back the entire offense. Defense wasn't terrible, wasn't good, but wasn't terrible. Um, but yeah, looks like it's probably gonna be the same thing, New Year. And everybody's
mm,
now calling for Jackson Dart.
yeah, and as a Russell Wilson fan, I hate to see that. But also before we get into the Canelo Alvarez fight, did you with y'all playing Washington? See, I didn't get to catch too much of the Giants game, just kind of kept up with it on the ESPN app. But did you get to watch the game last night? I should ask that first, or a
I
little
got
bit of
to,
it.
yeah, I got to watch a little bit of it, a little bit of it.
Do you feel like Do you feel like Washington is the same as last year? By like as in the scale of like, do you think people are more prepared for them now? I've seen a post earlier talking about Daniels might be they might have figured him out in the NFL. I mean he started out kind of slow against New York. I felt like a little bit, and then last night, I mean I think Green Bay is a really tough team, especially on the road, short week, Thursday night. But I just wanted to get your take on that since that's your division.
Well, the thing is, well, now the entire league has film on Jaden Daniels. And that's
Mm.
kind of the thing that you see with a lot of rookie quarterbacks in their second year. I mean, it happened to CJ Stroud last year. I mean, he had compared to his rookie year, he had a little bit of a down year. He's still one of the better quarterbacks in the entire NFL, but you kind of, see that sophomore slump a lot of times with rookie quarterbacks just because, coming in as a rookie, these teams don't have a whole lot of film on you besides college stuff, and even that doesn't really apply to the NFL. So the entire league now has a whole season of film on Jaden Daniels, so they kind of have an idea of what he likes, what he does, what his instincts are, and like you said, he started off a little bit slow. I mean, that game versus the Giants, he did good, but if the Giants had a competent offense, it would have been a lot closer than what it was. Because I mean, I did watch that game, and it was ultimately 14-6 the entire game, and I think Washington kind of scored with a few minutes left to kind of you know make it a two-score game. But um, so yeah, I mean, I think Jaden Daniels is still going to be Jaden Daniels. He's still going to be. I think he has potential to be a consistent top 10 quarterback in this league. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised if he also has a little slump, or a few bad games here and there, just because these defensive coordinators they got a whole season of film. So and obviously this our division, the Eagles, Cowboys, us, we're gonna really use that to really try to get an advantage against them since he balled out last year. So, um, but low key the Packers defense too though. I
Mhm.
think I think they deserve more credit than Jaden just not being as good or them have more film. That Packers defense is legit.
Yeah, and I think Micah Parsons immediately makes that impact. Just his presence, just being there. I mean, I thought at first, he's going to take a second, got to get used to the formations, but I feel like he fits in very well with the chemistry, as we saw last night. For anybody that watched the Thursday night game on Amazon Prime, that's another thing this year. We're having to subscribe to everything,
Yep.
but
Yep.
it's easier just to get the Sunday ticket now. So, and that's not a sponsorship or anything like that. I'm just saying. But yeah, so that's great. We're also going to talk a little bit about Kansas City in a little bit. The Chiefs, they might start at 0-2 for the first time, and I don't know how long. But let's get over to the Canelo and Crawford fight for tomorrow night in Las Vegas. This is this is one of those fight of the centuries type of fights. I mean, you got Canelo who's 63, 2-2 with 39 knockouts, and then you got an undefeated Terence Crawford, 41-0 and 31 knockouts. I mean,
It's gonna be a good match.
I, they're both pretty old too.
How old's Canelo's what?
Here, I'll read the teletapes real quick while you search that up. So we got on the Canelo side, we got 62, 2-2, 39 knockouts, undisputed super middleweight champion, 35 years old. He's 5'7.5". His reach is 70.5 inches, orthodox, as we know. And yeah, and then you got Terence Crawford, who is 41-0, 31 knockouts, WBO junior middleweight champion, 37 years old. So he's actually 2 years older than Canelo. And then he's 5'8". He's got half an inch on him. His reach is 3.5 inches more with 74 inches. He's got both stances. Me personally, I just think with the consistency of Terence Crawford, I think I'd give him the edge, even though he's got 2 years on him, but they're still both 35 and above. I think he's got the height, he's got the reach, his 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 whole entire like presence in the ring to me. I don't know, it's so consistent and efficient. I think we saw that especially when he fought Earl Spence Jr. I mean, Terence Crawford, I mean, my goodness. I feel like Canelo, I'm not saying he's overrated, but I do feel like the hype is a little much as he's gotten
Mhm.
older. Um, I think Canelo is a great, and he's a Hall of Fame, undoubtedly. Like he's a great boxer, but I just feel like he's beatable, and that means a lot in boxing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't know, Terence Crawford. I mean, he's just so smooth and sweet with like the way he moves around in the ring. I don't know. I really like his style a whole lot, and I mean. Yeah, I think Canelo might be in trouble tomorrow night. And I might be wrong, but I in the fighting world, I feel like I feel like you're whenever you have a loss, I mean a lot of people might think, "Oh, that's pressure. It's pressure on you." But really it's like, I mean, what do they really got to lose? Like, I mean, they go in there and I mean they know what to do, the consistency. I feel like fighting's the one thing. I wouldn't even say sport because fighting's its own thing. And it's like it's the one thing of when you're in training camp and stuff. It's not like, oh, we got beat on the scoreboard. It's like I'm actually getting beat up. It's
Yeah,
like man to man, like you like, and I feel like that consistency of the training is going to make you want it more and stay disciplined. And a fight like this is like going to determine who is the best fighter, who is the best boxer. This isn't like the YouTube sensation, but this is it. Like this is
yeah.
the to determine your legacy for both of these fighters right here. So I give Crawford the edge personally. Although I don't think anybody gets knocked out this fight, I think it goes the distance.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, me personally, I agree with a lot, you said definitely in regards to Crawford being the better fighter at this point in his career. In both of their respective careers, I think Terence Crawford I mean, I think Terence Crawford will win this. Not only does he have the edge in, his statistics, as far as him having like a little bit, better reach, a little bit taller. But I also think at this point in their careers, Terrence is also a better fighter or a better boxer. Um, like you said, I don't think anybody gets knocked out. Usually you don't see a lot of knockouts with, matchups of this magnitude. You usually see them both a lot of times go out there with a little bit of a defensive mindset to at least start off. But yeah, I mean, this is one of the bigger matches we've had in boxing in a while. I mean, I know that, Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. fight a while ago, that was a big one. And Crawford I feel like that was a fight where Crawford just really went out there and told everybody, "I'm him." Like I'm the best because like he whipped Errol Spence. Um, and like I mean, he made him. I mean, he made him look like he wasn't even like they weren't even on the same level in that fight. And Errol Spence Jr. He's not no just some random. I mean, Errol Spence Jr. He's one of the best boxers in the entire world as well. Um, so yeah, Terence Crawford. I think I think he'll win this match. But at the same time, Canelo, he's not no slouch. You know, Terrence, he's not gonna. I know Terrence has all the confidence in the world that he's gonna win this game. Same with Canelo. Um, but they also got to go in there and this ain't just some regular exhibition match. This is some big time stuff. So they'll probably both go in there, try to fill each other out for first first few rounds. Then they'll probably start getting a little more active. But I'm kind of like you. I do believe that this will probably go the distance. So
Yeah, yeah, no, and I mean, like, and I think another thing that plays on top of it with the pressure and like, I mean, this isn't just any fight in Las Vegas. This is in Allegiant Stadium. I mean, it's going to be sold out. I don't know how many Allegiant holds, but it's an NFL. It's an NFL, so it's the Raider Stadium. I mean, it's huge, and I just think that plays a little bit of difference. Just seeing all those people, because an arena holds at the most probably like 19,000. Um, this is like more into like the 80, possibly 100,000, and I don't know. It's just that atmosphere is going to be wild. It's on Netflix. It's going to be chaos. I'm excited. I'm excited to see it though. I really am. I just feel like I haven't been excited for a boxing match in a really long time. Um, and another exposition match we have coming up. I don't know if it's this year, next year, what's going on. Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson. And
yeah,
I love those fighters, but
at this
it's
point, it's like it's low key just some unks going at it for real. Like, bro, unk, watch out, bro. Like, go sit down. Like, here's the thing. I get it because let's be real, it's a money grab. It's a money grab. They're both gonna get a whole lot of money from it, win or lose. But it's like we that Mike Tyson fight against Jake Paul, that was hard to watch. And it's hard for me to think that he'll be or look better against Floyd Mayweather, who, I mean, yes, he's old, but I don't know. Yeah. So,
Yeah, and last thing on that fight before we move on to our next topic, Canelo, and this is why I give the edge to Terence Crawford because I feel like in a way he's kind of been disrespected. He's got the better record. He's been doing this for a long time. So is Canelo. They both should have the same status, right? Canelo is set to make $150 million this week, while Terence Crawford is going to take home 10 million. Crawford says doing this, he's doing it for the opportunity. So I feel like there's a little bit of motivation there for Terence Crawford. And this is a post I found on social media, my mixtapes. So don't know how true that is necessarily, but it was posted online. And I don't know. And if this is true news, I mean, I just feel like Terence Crawford, he wants it more now. I mean, and I feel like with Canelo, I mean, it's just like I don't really with him doing that, I mean, I just feel like it's like, oh, I don't really need this fight, you know?
yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of I've never really heard of that. I mean, like you said, they're both kind of on that same status of both being the best boxers in the entire world. They're both on the same status of, they're both probably going to be future, Hall of Famers in their sport. So it's kind of interesting to see Canelo taking over 100 mil home and Terence Crawford taking home 10. Um, Is it could be a mind game he's trying to play too. He might be like, look, I don't even want the money. I just want to see you in pain. That's kind of that's could be a little bit of a mind game. So we'll see. We'll see.
Definitely see. And the best meme I saw today or this week has to be right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. No, it's not going to show up. Got Jalen Daniels whenever he don't, when they got film on him. They got, oh
Bro.
my goodness. People
Yeah.
is crazy. But speaking on some NFL news, we're going to move on to something that happened last Thursday in week one during the Cowboys and Eagles game. We're getting the NFL is fining Dallas Cowboys offensive lineman Tyler Guyton $12,172 for unsportsmanlike conduct related to a head slap on an Eagles linebacker. I don't know if you watched that play, but it's football, right?
It's pretty much so. In my opinion, what Tyler Guyton was trying to do, he was trying to do that club move that offensive linemen do. It's, a kind of a tactic that they use to kind of get the edge rusher, off balance. So, they're in their pass pro set and then they, you usually want to go a little bit lower than what he did. A lot of times you'll usually see him hit him in like, the shoulder pad or something like that, get him off balance. In this case, he went a little high, ended up hitting him in the head. So obviously it looked bad, but it wasn't no ill intent. It wasn't, I mean, he wasn't just lining up saying to himself, I'm finna smack this dude. It was just kind of something. I mean, it's a move that you see all the time. It's just, in this case, he lost 12 bands because he accidentally hit bro in the head. So, um, I don't know. I mean, I mean, finding him's a little much in my opinion. Definitely because it's not like he was actually doing an unsportsmanlike move on purpose. But I don't know.
I mean, with the heat of the rivalry between the Cowboys and Eagles and that NFC East rivalry, and then also, I mean, football. I mean, like, what happened to the game I love? You know what I mean? Like, there was no flag. My problem is there was no flag thrown on the play for the call, and if there's no flag on the play, then why are we finding him a week later? After this incident. I mean, I feel like after a certain amount of days or the next day, if nothing happened, nothing happened. Like, I mean, it's part of the game, and that's just how I feel. Going forward, I mean, this is going to affect offensive linemen a lot because it's like, what can we do? What can we not do? Because you're already limited as an offensive lineman. I mean, it's offensive lineman is hard, right? Because you're just there's so many penalties that can just be put against you. Whereas defense, they can pretty much do whatever they want. Now they've gotten a little bit better with the hands to the face, but for the most part, defense can just grab you, punch on you, whatever they need to do to get by you. So as an offensive lineman, this makes it harder for you. And then kind of like whenever roughing the passer first started. Oh, well, how do we tackle these QBs? How do we stop? How do we do this? And targeting as well. How hard can I go? I don't want to hurt nobody because I don't want to get penalized. I don't want to get ejected. So it's kind of like with the game of football going forward, is this going to hurt a lot of players like going forward because they just don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Because it's like football is an aggressive game, and you can't tell aggressive people. I don't want to say aggressive people like that, but aggressive players on the field of play to not be aggressive. Because if you're not aggressive, you're going to get hurt. I mean, like I don't know how else to put it. If you ain't going out there to be a demon to hurt somebody, then I don't know what you want me to do.
I mean, nah, that's real. And like you said, these last few years, they've been doing so much. And I get they're trying to crack down on safety and all of that. But man, it's football, though. It's a violent game. It's going to be naturally a violent game. There's going to be players fighting. There's going to be, there's going to be a lot of violent plays, and they've kind of started to crack down on that because of, player safety and all that, which I get. But I mean, a lot of times in the moment, in the middle of competition, you're not necessarily thinking about that a lot of times, and you end up doing something, and the next thing you know, you get a email or a letter or whatever the case, and now you owe the NFL thousands of dollars for something that you did on accident. I mean, it's not like Jalen Carter who actually spit on Dak Prescott, and in this case, looked like he got fined $57,000. So yeah, I mean, the club, that move from offensive lineman, I mean, that's just part of the game, in my opinion. The same way a defensive lineman uses like the club move to get the tackle off balance. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if the NFL. Hopefully, this is kind of like a little one-time instance. Hopefully, they don't really try to take that move out of the game completely. I think in this case, it was just an accident in which Tyler Guyton hit the edge rusher in the head. So um, I don't know, finding him. It's kind of interesting. I feel like, it's kind of weird that they do that. Like they, fine you after the fact in which, a flag wasn't thrown. Um, they kind of do that to, sometimes like, there'll be like a game in which a head-to-head hit was made or someone lowered the head. A flag wasn't thrown on the play, but a few days later they end up getting a fine in the mail, which is kind of interesting. But um, yeah, I don't know. It kind of just makes it to where it just makes the game harder because now you're trying to win, but you're also trying to not get a flag called on you and then get kicked out of the game. And so yeah, it kind of just I don't know, it kind of sucks overall. But hopefully it's just like a one time thing. So
Yeah, I do too, and I really hope the game gets better. I've been excited this season. Been really needing it. Tuesdays and Wednesdays have been rough for me personally. Um, because there's no football those days. But yeah. So moving on, we got some college football game picks to go, and we had an exciting week of college football last week. Um, South Florida. Hey, I told y'all, South Florida, man. Ooh, them Bulls,
the
them
Bulls,
demons.
yeah,
They some demons over there. But we got some game picks for everybody this week. And starting off with some game picks. Clemson is traveling to Georgia Tech in Atlanta. Clemson is showing some struggles.
they have.
Are they frauds? They're going on the road on a tough test against Georgia Tech, who took down mm, Colorado, to say the least. This game could go either way. I think Clemson bounced back personally. I think they're going to get it together. We had to come to Jesus this week. I think that's kind of how Dabo's going to put it. I think Clemson comes in and gets the job done against the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I agree. I do think Clemson will end up getting the job done. It's a familiar opponent that they're going against, Georgia Tech. They're also in the ACC, so um, obviously they lost to Clemson. It was a good game, but they lost, and then they really wanted to lose last week. So they've had a little bit of a rough start, but maybe they go against, once they go against Georgia Tech, they might kind of calm down, kind of start doing what they're supposed to do, and kind of start ramping things back up. Because maybe it could have been just a slow start, for the team. Because they're still one of the most talented teams in all of college football, top to bottom. So, I do expect them to, kind of get things back together. Um, but at the same time, Georgia Tech, that's not a team that's just going to lay down. They will beat you if you give them an opportunity. So, we'll that'll be a good, what I like to call a good measuring stick game for Clemson. You know, it'll kind of allow them to see, get give them and also everybody else an idea of what they really are. Because I mean, if they go out there and they struggle, or this game's close, or even if Georgia Tech wins, that might give us an idea of what Clemson really is this year. So, and I think there's a few games this week that's a good, measuring stick games that kind of, give fans and teams an idea of what these teams really are. So,
Yeah, I agree with you. I personally I've never really been a believer, and I don't know really say his last name is Cade Klumpik.
yeah,
Don't
Klubnik.
want to say Klubnik. I don't want to say his name wrong or whatever. That feels disrespectful. But yeah, I've never really been a true believer in his style of play. But I do think Clemson gets the job done though this week, like you said, top to bottom, they're a tough team, and I think they shown in week one. They lost to a really good LSU team who came into Death Valley and got a tough win on the road. But that next game we have coming in, we have a Big Ten and SEC challenge in Tuscaloosa with Wisconsin traveling to Alabama. And I think week one, what it was is we saw Florida State's a good team. I really do. And I know they just played what East Texas A&M, aka Texas A&M Commerce last week, but they didn't just win, they dominated like they were supposed to. And I think Florida State has shown they're a good team this year. They're not the same 1-12 team that they were in the past or anything like that. So and I think Bama's not a bad team either. They came back, bounced against a terrible Monroe team last week, let's just face it. And I think with it being in Bama this week, this is a good, like you said a while ago, measuring stick. This is going to be a good bounce back, beating a 2-0 Big Ten team. We're going to get back on track, ready for SEC play. I got Bama this week.
Yeah, I agree. I got Bama as well. Um, I mean, it's a good matchup for them. Wisconsin, they're a team that can kind of hang with, a lot of, good teams. Wisconsin, I feel like they usually have a really solid defense. Kind of similar to Iowa, where, it kind of feels like no matter what year it is or what kind of guys they have out there, their defense is usually pretty solid. So, we'll kind of see how Wisconsin looks against Alabama, but um, I agree. I think Alabama, I think that they'll come out there and ultimately, kind of switch gears and kind of get things rolling. They dominated, UL Monroe, which they should have. They did lose pretty bad to Florida State, and like you said, Florida State, they're probably legit. They're probably legit this year. So, um, you know, this will be a good, test for them. Obviously, it's not, Wisconsin isn't one of the, big dogs of the Big Ten, but it'll be a good game for them to kind of, get a good idea as far as, where they're at. Because, Wisconsin, you're not gonna just roll out of bed and just wash Wisconsin without, doing what you're supposed to do. So, um, yeah, they should be able to bounce back, definitely in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, and as we move on, let's get some different forms of game. We got a Pac-12 team traveling to Texas to play Texas Tech Red Raiders. Texas Tech's gotten off to a hot start this year, although they haven't really played any big time challenges or anything like that. Although, even though Oregon State's kind of a bigger name than what they've been playing, Oregon State has played Cal and Fresno State, didn't win either game, and I don't think they win this week in Lubbock, Texas. I think Texas Tech just doesn't just win, excuse me, they run away with it.
Yeah, I think Texas Tech should win this game pretty easily. Texas Tech, in my opinion, is a dark horse for the Big 12 as far as competing for that, the Big 12 championship because they kind of have a squad over there. They're kind of overlooked a little bit, but they got a few guys over there. I know they recruited pretty well because they got that oil money over there. They got that NIL money over there. So they've recruited very well. They've got some transfers over there. They have I want to say they have a quarterback that's been there for the last, couple years, few years. So, Texas Tech, they're not, I think they should honestly, I think they should probably wash Oregon State because Oregon State, I mean, they got Malik Murphy, if I'm not mistaken, the transfer from, where was he at? I want to say he was at Kentucky last year, then he was at Texas before. So they have a guy at quarterback, but seemed like he's been, underperforming, to start off this season. Um, so yeah, and I mean, and then also if it's in, you said it was in Lubbock, so they should. Ugh, I mean, I could see this game potentially getting ugly. I
Mm.
could see it getting ugly. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised.
we're gonna have a tortilla party out there and love it.
Hey, man.
Next game, we got what everybody's using as their game of the week. Georgia traveling to Knoxville, Tennessee. Uh, I don't know. I'm not big on Tennessee. I'm just not big on them. I got Georgia, and I don't think it's gonna be close, to be honest with you. I think losing that quarterback really hurts them. So Josh Heupel's still a great coach. I think he's gonna keep them in the game for a little bit, but then Georgia runs away with it in the second half. Even with it being in a tough place like Knoxville, I think Georgia runs away with it.
Yeah, I think Georgia should win this game too. They're just a team that's, I mean, as far as talent wise, they're top two in all of college football, in my opinion, as far as just overall talent. So I think, they should beat Tennessee somewhat easily. It is in Knoxville. It's never easy to play there. Tennessee, they're off to, a 2-0 start. They beat Syracuse, which is a respectable team. They got good leadership and everything over there with Fran Brown. And so, Tennessee, I think, their whole quarterback situation was kind of interesting to start off with, Nico transferring and everything. But I think Tennessee should be, decent offensively this season or even pretty good. They still got Josh Heupel. So I got Georgia, though. I got Georgia. They should win.
Interesting. And we got another SEC game coming up right here tomorrow night on ABC. We got a rivalry between Florida playing LSU in Baton Rouge. I think Florida got a terrible loss last week against my South Florida Bulls that went into Gainesville and wiped the floor with them to show them that Florida's not a top three team in Florida. That's what they essentially did. And I think Florida, you got two mindset. I'm hurt. I'm going into Baton Rouge. We're gonna win this game. Boom, boom, but we're gonna eat some Tigers. We're gonna eat Mike. And that's not gonna happen. Because LSU gonna run all over them Gators. It's gonna be they gonna get it. They gonna get them. So I got LSU tomorrow night. So yeah, I think it's pretty simple. Not too much to be said.
Yeah, I got LSU as well. And I think LSU will probably I think the Gators could potentially get whooped. BTA as they like to call it. Um, Florida that loss last week was, I mean, you for them to let, the Bulls, you know, go there and the Bulls obviously didn't dominate them, but they won. It's UCF went in there and they beat them. And now it's kind of hard for me to believe that Florida the very next week is gonna go to Baton Rouge and beat the Tigers. Uh, I mean,
Mm,
Florida, they got some guys still. They got that quarterback who, talent wise is a very good quarterback, talent wise, but so far he's been kind of wishy-washy.
mm.
Um, so ugh, yeah, I think LSU should win this game pretty easily.
Yeah, and our next game, we're going to head up north to South Bend, Indiana, with a good, pretty classic game between Texas A&M and Notre Dame tomorrow night on Peacock. I think Notre Dame bounces back. I really do. I think Notre Dame, this is their time to like, okay, we were in the Natty last year. Lost an unfortunate game in Miami on week one. Had a bye last week, had some time to recuperate. And we got A&M coming into town. I think in South Bend, I think Notre Dame gets the win at home. So yeah, Um, really no surprise to me. I think A&M's a good team. I just don't think they have enough to beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, once again, I have to agree on that. I mean, Notre Dame, they started off the season, with an L to Miami, but turns out Miami's a team that's looking like they are legit as well. Them Florida teams, they coming for some necks this year, bro. The Florida teams ain't playing this year, so uh, but yeah, Notre Dame, obviously led by Marcus Freeman. They got, it's in South Bend too. I think they should win this game because, like you said, Texas A&M, they have a good, they have a good team. They recruit well. They got NIL money over there. They got that oil money over there. So they got the money to build these teams. As far as talent goes, but I just don't think they have enough for Notre Dame. Just because Notre Dame still. They start off the season with a loss, but they're still ranked top 10 for a reason. Nobody thinks they're a bad team just because they lost to Miami. You know, Notre Dame's a really good team. So I think, in South Bend, Notre Dame should come out with the win.
Mhm. And we got two more games here before we unanimously do our conference champions really fast. We got about 2 minutes and 20 seconds left of time here on our show. So we'll get through these as quick as we can. But our last two games starting off with Vanderbilt and South Carolina. I actually got an upset this week. Give me Vanderbilt over South Carolina. I just see the way both these teams play. I think, like you said, the Florida teams, they ain't playing no games this year. But I think South Carolina, they playing some games this year. Give me Vanderbilt over South Carolina this week.
Is it in Nashville? It's in Nashville or ooh, you got them at SC doing the upset.
At SC.
At SC.
They had ISO Speed come talk to Vanderbilt this week, so
They
they
did.
hyped.
They did. They did. I saw that. So they got some motivation over there. But I gotta stick with Lenore Sellers. I think they come out with the win. I think USC comes out with a win. Lenore, but that's he's one of my personal favorite quarterbacks in college football right now. They are tripping though. They are tripping as a team, but
Mhm.
I think they come out with a win.
Okay. And our game of the week this week, South Florida going to Miami. Can South Florida do it again? Kevin, can they do it again?
It might. Man, look, I gotta go Miami, and I hate to keep going against South Florida. I hate to, but man, oof, that's gonna be a hard game for them to come out and win, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be a hard game for them. And I like UCF. They're a great underdog story this year, but eesh, I think I got Miami.
Call me delusional if you want. I'm going South Florida.
I respect it. I respect it. I could see it. I really could see them going there. They got momentum right now, bro.
Oh my goodness. And it looks like we're about to run out of time here shortly, unfortunately. I'm gonna just give you my rapid fire before we head out. Big 12, I still got Iowa State. I got Oregon. I got Oklahoma as my SEC now. ACC, give